This episode of Power Women of the Trades is also brought to you by Forrest Perry of Forrest Perry Digital Marketing. Want to generate more leads for your service business? Trust his team to deliver quality new customer leads and protect your brand online. Check out perrymarketing.com today.
Most businesses' online presence is boring, and by being boring, they're losing out on potential sales and customers. Being interesting and exciting is what draws customers in and gets them to buy from you. But it's hard to be interesting online when you're focused on running your business and taking care of your customers. It doesn't have to be this way. We have the key to unlocking the solution to your problem. Key Heart Marketing can help take your business from boring to brilliant on social media. We can vouch for them. They run our podcast socials. If you want to have a strong social media presence that allows customers to know, like, and trust you, connect with Key Heart Marketing at keyheartmarketing.com.
Hey everyone, this is Eric Thomas with Rival Digital, and I am proud to announce that we are the newest sponsor for the Power Women of the Trades podcast. We've been a big fan and supporter of the show for years, and we are just very excited and very honored for the opportunity to now be one of the podcast sponsors. So make sure you check out their page and subscribe to the podcast and listen in on wherever you get your podcast episodes from. Rival Digital is a full-service premier digital marketing agency for the home services industry. We offer everything from website design, search engine optimization, online advertising, public relations, and more. If you're interested in learning more about the services we offer for contractors just like yourself, head on over to rivaldigital.com, and we look forward to chatting with you.
Welcome to Power Women of the Trades podcast. This show is all about breaking barriers and changing the game. Our guests will feature some of today's most successful female entrepreneurs and other advocates of our industry as well. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, female-led entrepreneurship drives change on multiple levels. We want to empower women in the trade industry like you so you can maximize your potential, stay balanced, achieve long-term success, and claim ownership over your life. Let's get started.
Welcome back to Power Women of the Trades podcast with Cassie and Kaylee. It's just Kaylee here today, but today is June 24th, which means next Wednesday is July 1st, which means we're almost halfway through the year, which is crazy to even think about. I feel like 2026 has flown by. I cannot believe that's almost about to be the start of quarter 3. So for this week's episode, we wanted to throw it back to some of our favorite quotes from this year so far, some that were very powerful and really meant a lot to us. So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
What did all of that teach you when you started completely over?
The hardest thing that we learned when we completely started over and switched from mostly subcontracting to doing everything is truly how many hats it takes to wear to have a successful business and how many gaps we had in our business because of the consistency of the other work. So it really forced both of us to have to grow individually in a lot of different ways in order to bring all the leads in, figure out how to get our name out there, figure out how to be trusted in the community. And so, yeah, it's definitely been a lot of great learning experiences starting over for sure.
Okay. So, and then for those, just like jumping into this conversation, what exactly is Boxed for the Trade?
Box for the Trade now is a full service ServiceTitan consulting company. And so we do have particular product lines, like we can do the touchless integration for you, start to finish with your QuickBooks Online. We can install price books. We can do your setting up your configurable payroll, et cetera. But we can also do full-time consulting. And we've found that a lot of companies need the support of the fractional center of excellence from ServiceTitan right in their business. And so, are there a ton of consulting companies out there? Yes. But I think that we're uniquely positioned because we have all worked in the trades. We've all worked in family business. And so we understand how important the implementation of that ServiceTitan solution is and the ripple effects, right? Because
I think that's really an important thing to note, because especially if you've seen my social media here lately, I've lit some fires, I guess, unintentionally, but that's apparently what I always do.
I appreciate that about you.
There's so many things. Well, thank you. There's just so many things that people, like, don't get me wrong. I love the entrepreneurial spirit. I don't want to ever think of less of that, but there are just so many things that had like infiltrated our space for so long. And there was all of these silver bullets, all of these things with people operating them that had no effing experience. And then we watched our friends or our peers or these people lose businesses because they put their faith into these people who promised them something they had never freaking achieved themselves. And so for me, I really love that about Box for the Trades, because you have all worked in the space. You do know what you're talking about. You do, I have someone that keeps driving me crazy, wanting us to do something similar to this. And every time I get on this exploration calls with them, not me work with them, FYI, side note, like them build some stuff for us. They have no ServiceTitan experience. I'm going to train you to do you know what I mean? And it's just like,
there's so many people looking for an opportunity in the trade space. And I meet them all the time. Like, why here? Like, well, it's a great opportunity. Like, don't come from your tech world and decide that you're going to make money here in the trades just because you see dollar signs.
Yeah. You have to have some ability to prove that you can do it. Right. And some type of understanding of the software, some type of understanding of the way the business operates. It was a hard or hot take yesterday when on my social media post, when someone made the comment of, these marketing companies like to come in and act like they know how to operate our businesses. And, there was on a different one, someone that owned a marketing company having an opinion. The thing is no one's saying you can't operate a business. They're saying until you have operated a trades business, the day-to-day, the tech calling in, the calls on the board, the lack of calls on the board, the close rates, the average sales, the average tickets, the average whatever, until you've done it and you've lived in it, and then you've seen the bank account have nothing in it, and then still try to figure it out. Like, that's what they're saying. Quit pretending that you know the trade space and then having this like, boom, I can fix it for you with this.
It's just so easy. It's just so easy. We'll just do it like this. It'll be the solution for everything.
Yeah. And you're just like, no, it's not. Okay. So what, if your family's business is still thriving in 40 years from now, what do you think you're going to be most proud of?
It's like a hard-hitting question. 40 years from now. Right now, I'm super proud of carrying on my dad's legacy. And so he's going to be 70 years old in like 3 weeks from now. And just knowing that he gets to sit back and watch the fruit of his labor continue to work and grow and support not just our family, but the family of our staff and of our community. And when I start thinking about what the future looks like for me, it's always just building upon that. And it's what you were saying before, Cassie, like building your company for keeps, not for sale. And knowing that my brother and I have created that dynamic inside of our own business, like I think that the pride is only going to become stronger from then, because hopefully it'll be my children or his that want to step into leadership roles inside of the company. And then it's the continuation of the Esposito's legacy and, the community impact that we have. And just knowing that we employ so many people in our neighborhood that just have great living and gosh, like are able to do all of these things with their family because we support families and we support each other. And I find so much joy in that. So that's probably my long-winded answer. It's all of the things that I feel right now, but hoping that in 40 years from now, I'll be passing that down to my own children.
Your company is known for delivering heartfelt service. What does that mean to you guys?
We're pretty darn empathetic, like probably to a fault sometimes, you know? So, I mean, for us, it's just, you know, taking care of people the way we would want to be taken care of, you know? I mean, like, it's really pretty simple. Again, like, I think that the old, like, stereotype of business is like only men who are jerks, like, and, you know, not empathetic at all and cutthroat and all that, like they're the ones who do well. And sadly, I think there are a lot of people out there like that that do really well. But I'm hoping we can prove that wrong, and there's other people that can do it right and do it with heart and do it with empathy, and do just as well, if not better. So yeah, for us, I mean, our first core value is service. So similar to you, you know, just taking care of people the way that we hope somebody would take care of our own mothers or kids or, you know, family.
For women listening who may be curious about joining the trades, what would you say to them?
Oh my gosh, do it. I think whether you're on the technician side or you're helping in the office, like I said, technicians are superheroes. It's such a great environment. All the people are super genuine, and especially if you're thinking about coming from another environment, to me, it's like, it's so refreshing because nobody's trying to fit, at least in my shop, nobody's trying to fit you into a box, or, you know, you don't have to make yourself smaller or anything to, you know, get along. You can be as big and bold as you want to, or not, and, you know, work with a really great group of people. And there's so much growth opportunity. You know, these trades companies, we're growing rapidly. We're evolving rapidly. You know, the benefits, the technology, it's all getting better. So now's the time.
For sure. We completely agree with that.
So what does your day-to-day look like now? Like, how's it evolved over time?
It has evolved so much. When we started, Joey was in the field and he was taking care of the service calls. And like I said, I left corporate America where there was a ton of structure. And so I, you know, set up my little office space and I said, okay, Joey, what do I do now? And he's like, you figure it out. So I like, okay. So I answered the phone, I dispatched, I learned the finances, I did the marketing, I did everything behind the scenes in the office while he was in the field. And then over time, of course, I was able to hire our first CSR and then dispatch. And so I'm so lucky to have the help that I have today, but of course it didn't start there. And so today I mainly focus on the overall strategy for the business and the brand. I still focus heavily on marketing. I still hold the finance piece of the business. And so that is one of the areas. It's funny, when I started, I had my MBA and, you know, went to college and all of that. But every finance class I had throughout that journey, I would cry every single day and just like try to get through it. And I was like a creative marketing person. And then when joining the business, he's like, okay, so you're going to take over the finances now. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm so bad at this. And he's like, well, you're going to get really good at it. So, and here I am 8 years later, still doing the finances for the business. We do have AR and AP, but I kind of oversee all of it. And honestly, I'm really thankful for it because I've learned so much over the last 8 years and really learned to love it a little more. I'm not going to say entirely, but I've learned a lot and have a respect for it more than I did. So marketing, finance, and then overall strategy.
This has been Power Women of the Trades. Like what you hear so far? Leave us a review in Apple and make sure to listen to our other episodes wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.